A lot of people tell you that you should journal, but what do you do when you have nothing to write about? To be honest, I feel like you always have something to write about. You either don't realize it or you're too focused on one thing to understand the importance of journaling about another specific thing at that moment in your life. And I feel like how often you journal has a lot to do with your feeling like you have nothing to write about. There's a few different schools of thought on how often you should journal. One is that you should journal every day, no matter what. Even if you write in your journal, I have nothing to journal about, I don't want to journal right now, blah, 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 then that is journaling. And that school of thought says that if you write it often enough, then sooner or later, something that you need to journal about will come through and you'll end up having a really great journaling session. Another school of thought is that you need time between journaling so that your journaling is more powerful, more impactful. So I don't know how much time that is. Maybe it's like once a year or once a month. I have no idea, but that's the idea behind that. And then another school of thought is that you journal whenever you feel like it. If you feel like journaling 3 times today, you journal 3 times today. If you feel like journaling one time that week, then you do that, or one time that month, then you do that. And I personally feel like you should journal as consistently as you can. If you're journaling once a year, then it's hard to be consistent, and I think that it's hard to get the power of journaling. You miss so many lessons and so much you could have written down, and so whatever way works for you, but I definitely think you should be more consistent in your journaling practice. Here are a few tips I have on what to write about. Journaling prompts are a great way to stimulate your mind and can lead to some really profound thoughts. I don't have a tendency to use journaling prompts. I find that I have plenty of stuff I usually want or need to write about, but I find that when I have used a journaling prompt, it has been amazing, because usually I am writing about things I never even thought about writing about, or I thought would be boring to write about, but they end up being a very powerful journaling session. One of the things I shared on my Instagram just the other day was about like writing a journal entry, writing a letter to my body. That seemed a little woo-woo for me, and it wasn't something I would ever usually do, but it was a journal prompt and I followed through with it, and I was very surprised at how helpful that was, and how much it helped me not be as negative towards my body and not be as just to view my body in a better light, no matter the stage it's going through, no matter what. But so that is the power of journaling prompt, is that it gives you an idea on what to write about, and sometimes it's things that you never thought about writing about, and you end up having something really powerful and really healing or really amazing ideas come up. Sometimes just by changing your scenery, you change the way your mind is working. You change the energy that surrounds you. If you usually journal in your bedroom, then you could try journaling in your kitchen or in the living room or sunroom or whatever it is. Sometimes you could try journaling outside of the home. You could go to a cafe, someone's house, the porch, the street, whatever, or a park. Just changing your scenery is sometimes enough to stimulate your thought and help you have a better journaling session. It just changes the energy in a way that opens your heart and mind so that more energy and more thought are flowing through. This has helped me a lot, actually. maybe changing your journaling time is exactly what you need to help your mind think of things to journal about. And although I've said many times that it's very good to be consistent, and having a very specific time where you journal will help with that consistency of journaling, sometimes mixing it up a bit helps your journaling practice more. And so I find that when I journal in the morning, for instance, it gives me time to rest and have clarity on the previous day. And sometimes also I want to journal about what I've dreamt about, because that has an impact, or my mind's trying to tell me something and it helps me get it down and figure out what exactly is my mind trying to tell me during that dream, right? Other times I journal in the afternoon, and it's this nice calm moment during the busyness of the day. Or perhaps it's that you realize that your day's not busy enough, or you're not enough is happening during your day, and it's a good time to reflect back and figure out, okay, I want more excitement in my day. What can I do? What can I add? What can I take away? And so that's what afternoon journaling does for me. And then when I journal at night, it's such a good way to reflect back on my day and to see what I can do better, what I did better, just to reflect back on all aspects of it. And also, I find that sometimes it helps me come up with really good ideas, just because you've had the whole day, it's all fresh in your mind, and you can just sit down and understand your day better. Whether you journal in the morning, the afternoon, or at night, there is a powerful aspect to each of them that could help with your journaling session, whether it is to be more consistent or to come up with more journaling ideas. Okay, that's it for today's video. I appreciate you guys so much for being here. Please give it a thumbs up if you like this video, and subscribe for more content in the future. And I would love to know, when do you usually journal? Is it in the morning, in the afternoon, or at night? And why do you journal during that specific time? Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.